More of the Chief's past is revealed, and what happened while Jane was in the underground with Cliff. What's up, YouTubers of the world? Mega Geeks Mixer here to give you guys my review on this week's episode, and a very strange one as it was. Like the strangest of all the strange, mostly in the terms of the bearded hunter, because yeah, the bearded hunter, but not in the strangeness of what we learned with the chief. And we learned a great deal about him in his past and what might we be getting from Mr. Nobody. We might finally be getting an idea on what Mr. Nobody is after here. But let's just go ahead and stuck right into it. First off, in the fact that this beer hunter guy, man, how his powers work is just beyond. Ugh. At least how he first starts off with getting a piece of Niles the Chief's hair, and then he gets Victor's hair. And here's the thing, when he gets people's hair, he's able to know their location and know everything about them, like their deepest thoughts that they're not sharing with everybody. And where it leads into something very interesting about Cyborg that gives us a foreshadowing on that painting that Crazy Jane was showing them back in that therapy episode. It might make sense to us now, and that is in the fact that Cyborg, his artificial intelligence inside of him, Grid, I think Grid is somehow taken over him, trying to become its own thing and want to destroy things right off the bat. Because that's what it seems to be leading to. And also, it was great in this episode that Cyborg and Rita were working together again. This gave them some more time to bond and actually share a different way of working together and to help each other out, especially at the end when they're talking and everything. And by the way, guys, as all this is going on, Cliff and Negative Man and Jane are all out. This was all taking place during with last week's episode. What was going on in last week's episode was going on in there, and what's going on outside as Rita and Cyborg were trying to figure out more information about the Chief. First off, with that comic book Danny the Street gave Cyborg to give him a little more of a hint, and he actually brought up a good point in saying that no matter how atrocious or whatever it is, if it's a good clue to get us to start getting into finding Niles and Mr. Nobody, then take it. Of course, it took Rita a while to understand that. But hey, it's Rita. If there's one thing we know about her, she may have finally decided to let go of Rita Farr, that Hollywood actress. But even still, that doesn't change the fact of her personality all being like, are you kidding me? No way, I don't trust this thing. Are you serious? A street with all these queers, gays, blah, blah, blah. She just makes me laugh. April or Ariel, I forget. I mean, no. It's April. It's April. What am I saying? All I know is I love how she gets into those drama queen sides into her as her character of Rhea. I love it. She's great at it. But I also love how she took a few lessons from Cyborg, and it's like she's learning how to track people. You see, here's the thing. While she was also helping Cyborg in the fact on how Cyborg's opening up to the fact that this thing inside him, Grid, seems to be taking over him, that's the assumption I'm getting out of this. Grid is taking over him and to make him be like some sort of monster or something, and it might get to the point where Cyborg can't control himself. Well, during all that, it's what caused the beer hunter to get the advantage on Cyborg and be able to leave without them being able to stop him. But through it all, Rita did put this tracker that Cyborg gave her to put on Beer Hunter, so they might be finally getting their first final lead to the Chief. How's that? Well, like I said, guys, Beer Hunter, when he gets a piece of someone's beard hair and it gets it inside of them, he's able to know where they are and their deepest thoughts. And at the end, near the end of the episode or somewhere around there, he finds himself in a bunch of stairways, almost like it's leading to another reality. And that's no doubt what it's doing here, because like I said, we got Mr. Nobody back here who we finally get an objective on what he wants from Niles, and it has to do with Niles' past. That was pretty much the main focus of this episode, and that was in the fact in the early 19th century time, he was an explorer. They were in, I guess, Alaska or somewhere, and and then there was the fact that all these wolves were out there and trying to hunt and everything, but also they were being hunted by hunters. While Niles here was saying he's just an explorer, and then it got to the point to where he found this very interesting creature. First, it was wolves, but then he finds a wolf with reindeer antlers. Yeah, with antlers. And I was like, whoa, no way. What is this thing? And then next thing I know, when I first see the wolf woman, I at first was thinking that werewolf with the antlers. Yeah, I was thinking that at first until I finally was seeing it better then, and I was like, wow, this is just a woman with all that with all that's all hairy and stuff, almost like she was a tribal member, and that's exactly what it was. And because when I saw that, I was like, so she is a tribal member, like some wolf tribal member who existed back in those times, who no doubt existed all the way back in those times and everything. And it was very interesting to see. And it's kind of looking like as Niles was spending more time with her, he was beginning to learn that she has something of a mortality or something close to it. I don't know if to say if this may be mortality or something. And even if so, if this woman really is that werewolf antler guy, it's like it can transform into that thing or become that person. At least that's what I thought at first until we finally saw her when we saw it, that I realized it. It's like some sort of spirit god, like some tribal spirit god that watches over the tribe. And over in time, at first for Niles, he couldn't get along with her, but that's just because he didn't understand her. He didn't know how anything about her, and it was hard to, and she didn't exactly speak his language, so it was hard for them to first start communicating. But eventually they got to the point where they were starting to reach an understanding when Niles wanted to bury the hunters that she had killed, and she actually was showing supportation in that. And this was that first beginning of them learning to work together, and eventually seem to have fallen in love with each other. It makes me think that if Niles did have kids, does Niall probably have kids with her? Because it's obviously clear they slept together and stuff. But we don't know for certain, because here's the thing. This is where I also forgot to mention about the Bureau. You see, the Bureau hired Beard Hunter to go find Niles, and we're also learning the Bureau has ties in with Niles. But then again, I'm pretty sure we all suspected that for a while now. I don't know if he's ever told Larry about this, but if he ever does, well, I wonder how Larry will react to this. But one thing we do know for certain is that the Bureau at first wasn't these type of people who are trying to force people to be like normal and stuff like that. They were more explorers and stuff. But as time went on, and when Niles got lost sight from with his partner, that he until he finally found him after who knows how long, like maybe years or so, that it was revealed to Niles that the Bureau has now changed into the Bureau we know today, that hunts down normalcy people and almost like shut them down. He knows about Niles' girlfriend, and Niles, for the safety of her, left her. Now that's not to say that the next time when they meet, it ain't gonna be pretty, because no doubt she might feel like she's been abandoned. But we also find out that for some reason, Mr.Nobody is interested in that wolf woman and that werewolf with the antlers. So so that makes me very intrigued in knowing what does he want with them. Is there something about him? Do they have like some sort of mysterious power that he's after? Because that's what it seems to be leading to. Now, I'm not sure if Niles ever knew, but he's a smart guy. I'm pretty sure he did, but he was pretty much wanting to protect her because she's just like all of us, a person just living her life, even if it's different from ours. That still doesn't mean we should get rid of it. She's happy the way she is. Why should we bother her? That's exactly what I was feeling as Niles was meeting this woman and spending time with her. And when he finally decided to go back to the bureaus, he pretended like he didn't know anything about it and that he just learned a bit more about himself and how to do things. Now, that's still not to say, now, that's no doubt how it affected him with finally learning how to find all these other superheroes and work with them to help him out and stuff. But that still doesn't change the fact that he still has that thing of leaving people it's kind of almost like abandonment issues. He still has some of that abandon habit of abandoning people. But I'm pretty sure somewhere around the line it'll work out in the end, especially with the team. Speaking of the team, well, with the what I saw within next week's trailer, well, first off, let's just say Jane's still being as stubborn as she is. That's no surprise there. It's Jane, and it seems like we're gonna get in some more funny scenes here with Rita because she was in this trailer being trying to like do some I don't know what exercises, like drama exercises or something with Cliff. I don't know what to say on that end. All I just know is I was spotty. I can't remember all of it exactly, but all I just know is that she was being hilarious. I'm gonna say just one more time, I love April as Rita, and when she gets into her drama queen side of things. Then again, all these actors are amazing, guys. You got Diana, you got Bradley, you got all these guys. Great, amazing actors. That's one of the things where they get better with than the Titans. Now, bear in mind, the Titans isn't as good as Doom Patrol, but they still had their strengths where the Doom Patrol didn't what wasn't as strong in. But like that's always with any TV show. There's some good sides to them that they can do better than other shows that may be even better than theirs where they have good spots to it. But that's not as important. What's important is that they're both great in their own different way. But still, Doom Patrol, it's great. I love it. Not in one single episode have I hated it. I mean, sure, in the terms of story progression with the Mr.Nobody, is it being slow? Yes, but that's okay. This is worth it because this is what we're seeing with Doom Patrol. We're learning about the characters. We're getting to balance them out and know more about them as they're working to become a better team to be able to finally find the chief and help them. And I don't know if they'll be superheroes by the end of this, but all I just know is the journey and the character development has just been on point and everything. And I love every minute of it. But definitely, guys, if you haven't seen it yet, be ready to see it. I'm going to be watching it again with my watch along friends on DC Universe. And man, for some of them who haven't seen it yet, boy, are they going to be in for a surprise. I don't know how they're going to feel about what they saw with Beer Hunter like I saw with it. All I just know is that one scene, ugh, nasty. But definitely, guys, it's for some of y'all who have just been hearing about it, you must check out Doom Patrol. Subscribe to DC Universe. It's been great. Or just do whatever you can to see it because Doom Patrol is amazing, guys. One of the best superhero shows I have seen in ages. And I'm not lying about that. But in either case, guys, that'll be it for today. And if you're enjoying my videos, all you gotta do is click the excuse me. All you gotta do is click the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to be notified when I make more videos. And until then, Mega Geek Mixer signing out. Bye.